Manchester United making big moves. New goalkeeper coming and Antony finally leaving. Welcome to United News, your most trusted source for everything Manchester United. We are here to bring you the latest news, updates, and insights about our beloved club. When other sources give you rumors, we give you facts. When others speculate, we investigate. That is why thousands of United fans choose United News as their go-to platform for reliable Manchester United coverage. Today we have some massive news that will get every United fan talking. Are you ready for some major transfer updates that could change everything for our club this season? The big news that everyone is talking about. Manchester United are about to make their fourth major signing of the summer, and this time it is between the posts. But that is not all. We also have huge news about one of our most expensive flops finally leaving Old Trafford for good. The transfer window has been busy for United fans, and Ruben Amorim is clearly trying to build something special at our club. But what does this mean for the team? And why are these moves so important for our future? Let us dive deep into everything you need to know about these developments. Sen Lammens, the new goalkeeper Manchester United need. Who is Sen Lammens? First, let us talk about our potential new goalkeeper. Sen Lammens is a 23-year-old Belgian shot-stopper who currently plays for Royal Antwerp. You might be wondering, who is this guy and why does United want him? Lammens has been making waves in Belgian football with his performances. At 23 years old, he represents the future of goalkeeping. He is young, talented, and hungry to prove himself at a bigger club. These are exactly the qualities that Amorim and the United management are looking for. But what makes him special? Lammens is known for his shot-stopping ability, his command of the penalty area, and his distribution. These are crucial skills for any goalkeeper, especially one who wants to play for Manchester United. Why United want a new goalkeeper? You might ask, why does United need another goalkeeper? We have Andre Onana, who came in with high expectations. But football is unpredictable, and having quality depth is essential for any top club. Competition is healthy. When goalkeepers know they have to fight for their place, they perform better. This signing could push everyone in our goalkeeping department to raise their game. Also, injuries happen. Look at what happened to other clubs when their main goalkeeper got injured. Having someone like Lammens as backup or even as competition for the number 1 spot makes perfect sense. The transfer details. Now let us get into the exciting part, the actual transfer details. According to the latest reports, Manchester United have already agreed personal terms with Sen Lammens. This is always a good sign because it means the player wants to join our club. The fee being discussed is around €20 million, which equals roughly £17 million. For a young, talented goalkeeper with potential, this seems like reasonable business in today's market. But here is where it gets interesting. Royal Antwerp left Lammens out of their squad for their match against Mechelen on Sunday. Why would they do this if the transfer was not close to being completed? The reason is simple, they want to protect their asset. If Lammens got injured in that match, it could have ruined the entire transfer. This is a clear sign that both clubs expect the deal to go through very soon. What this means for Lammens. The most interesting part of this story might be what Lammens himself did when he learned about being left out of the squad. According to reports, he actually asked to play one more time for Antwerp despite knowing his transfer to United was almost done. What does this tell us about his character? It shows he is a team player who puts the club first. Even when his dream move to Manchester United was right around the corner, he wanted to help his current team one last time. This is exactly the kind of mentality we want at United. Players who think about the team before themselves. Players who show loyalty and commitment. If this story is true, then Lammens already has the right mindset to succeed at Old Trafford. Fabrizio Romano confirms the move. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has been following this story closely. On Monday afternoon, he confirmed that club-to-club talks were taking place, and that an agreement could be reached very soon. Romano said that United are working hard to close the deal and that conversations are ongoing to try and get the Belgian goalkeeper. He also mentioned that this would be one of many moves for United, both in terms of players coming in and players going out. When Romano talks about transfers, people listen. His track record speaks for itself, and when he says a deal is close, it usually is. How Lamens could fit into United's plans. So where would Lamens fit into United's current setup? That is a great question, and there are several possibilities. He could come in as the number 2 goalkeeper, providing quality backup and competition for the starting spot. This would give United much better depth in goal than they have had in recent years. Alternatively, he could be seen as a long-term replacement or even challenge for the number 1 position. At 23, he has many years ahead of him and could develop into United's main goalkeeper over time. The most likely scenario is that he comes in to compete and learn. Football is about constant improvement, and having someone pushing for your place makes every player better. What this signing says about United's direction. This potential signing tells us a lot about where United are heading under new management. They are looking at young, hungry players who want to improve and grow with the club. Instead of going for big names with huge price tags, they are being smart about their recruitment. Lamens represents value, potential, and the right attitude. These are the building blocks for long-term success. It also shows that United are thinking about depth and competition in every position. You cannot compete at the highest level with just 11 good players. You need quality throughout the squad. Antony's exit. Finally, time to say goodbye. The Antony problem. Now let us talk about the other big story, Antony finally leaving Manchester United. This is news that many fans have been waiting to hear for a long time. When United signed Antony from Ajax 3 summers ago, there was so much excitement. He was supposed to be the missing piece in our attack. He cost a total package of £86 million, making him one of the most expensive signings in United's history. But things did not work out as planned. In 96 appearances for United, Antony managed just 17 goal contributions. For a player who cost that much money, these numbers are simply not good enough. What went wrong? There are many factors. The Premier League is different from other leagues. The pace is faster, the defending is more physical, and the expectations are higher. Some players adapt quickly, while others struggle to find their feet. Why the move makes sense for everyone. Sometimes in football, things just do not work out, and that is okay. The important thing is recognizing when a change is needed for everyone involved. For Antony, staying at United was not helping his career. He was not getting regular playing time, and when he did play, the pressure was enormous because of his price tag. This kind of environment makes it very hard for any player to perform at their best. For United, keeping Antony was not making sense either. His wages were high, and he was not contributing enough on the pitch to justify his place in the squad. Sometimes you have to cut your losses and move on. For Real Betis, this represents an opportunity to sign a talented player who might rediscover his form in a different environment. The Real Betis connection. Real Betis is not a random choice for Antony. He was loaned to the Spanish club halfway through last season, and something magical happened. He started playing well again. In Spain, Antony found his confidence and began showing the skills that made United want to sign him in the first place. He looked like a different player, more relaxed, more creative, and more effective. This shows that sometimes a player just needs the right environment to succeed. What works for one club might not work for another, and that is completely normal in football. Betis have been trying to re-sign Antony all summer because they saw what he could do when he was with them. They believe in his ability and want to give him another chance to shine. The deal details. According to the latest reports, there is now an agreement in principle for Antony to return to Real Betis. But this is not just a simple loan deal. The structure being discussed is a loan with a conditional obligation to buy. This means that if certain conditions are met during the loan period, Betis will be required to buy Antony permanently. What kind of conditions? Usually, these involve things like number of appearances, team performance, or individual performance targets. The exact details have not been revealed, but this structure protects both clubs. For United, it means they could get some money back for Antony if he performs well at Betis. For Betis, it means they do not have to commit to buying him unless he proves himself worthy of a permanent move. What this means for United's budget. Getting Antony off the wage bill will free up significant resources for United to use elsewhere. His salary was reportedly quite high, and removing that burden will give the club more flexibility in the transfer market. This is important because United are clearly looking to make more signings. Romano mentioned that Lamens would be one of many moves, both in terms of players coming in and going out. Every pound saved on wages can be reinvested into bringing in players who can actually help the team. This is smart financial management that could benefit United in both the short and long term. Lessons learned from the Antony transfer. The Antony situation teaches us several important lessons about modern football transfers. First, price tags create pressure. When you spend £86 million on a player, everyone expects immediate results. This pressure can actually make it harder for players to perform naturally. Second, not every talented player will succeed at every club. Football is about more than just individual skill. It is about fitting into a system, adapting to a new environment, and handling different types of pressure. Third, sometimes the best thing for everyone is to admit that a transfer did not work out and find a solution that benefits all parties. Fourth, loan moves can be valuable for both clubs and players. They provide opportunities to rebuild confidence and rediscover form without the permanent commitment. United's summer transfer strategy. The attacking reinforcements. Before we talk about Lamens and Antony, let us look at what United have already done this summer. They have been very active in strengthening their attacking options. Matheus Cunha was the first major signing of the summer. The Brazilian brings pace, skill, and versatility to United's front line. He can play in multiple positions and offers something different from what United already had. Bryan Mbeumo followed as the second major addition. The Cameroon international has been impressive in the Premier League and represents smart recruitment. He knows the league, he has proven himself at this level, and he brings goals and assists. Benjamin Sesko completed the attacking trio. The young Slovenian striker has been one of the most promising talents in European football. His signing shows that United are thinking about both the present and the future. These three signings show that United are serious about improving their attack. For too long, the team has struggled to score goals consistently. These additions should help solve that problem. Diego Leon, one for the future. United also signed 18-year-old Diego Leon, though he is viewed more as a prospect for the future rather than someone who will contribute immediately. This is smart long-term planning. While the club focuses on players who can help right now, they are also investing in young talent who could become stars in a few years. Leon represents the kind of forward thinking that successful clubs need to do. You cannot just focus on today, you have to plan for tomorrow as well. Why these signings make sense. Looking at all these signings together, you can see a clear pattern. United are targeting players who bring different qualities and can play in multiple positions. Cunha offers pace and directness. Mbeumo provides Premier League experience and reliability. Sesko brings youth, potential, and physicality. Together, they give the manager many different options in attack. This variety is crucial in modern football. Different games require different approaches, and having players with different strengths allows the manager to adapt his tactics based on the opposition. The broader picture. United's new direction. Ruben Amorim's influence. All these transfer moves are happening under the guidance of Ruben Amorim, and you can see his influence in the types of players being targeted. Amorim is known for developing young players and creating a strong team culture. The focus on character, like Lamens wanting to play one more game for Antwerp, shows that personality is just as important as ability. The Portuguese coach is clearly trying to build a team that will fight for each other and for the club. This is exactly what United fans want to see. Building for the long term. What is encouraging about United's recent transfer activity is that it seems focused on long-term success rather than quick fixes. Instead of signing aging superstars for huge fees, United are targeting younger players who can grow with the club. Instead of panic buying, they are making calculated decisions based on specific needs. This approach might not bring immediate glory, but it could create sustainable success over many years. The importance of squad depth. One thing that becomes clear when you look at all these signings is that United are finally addressing their squad depth issues. For years, United have struggled when key players got injured or needed rest. They simply did not have enough quality alternatives to maintain their level of performance. Now, with multiple options in each position, United should be better equipped to handle the demands of a long season across multiple competitions. Financial responsibility. Despite spending money on new players, United also seem to be more financially responsible than in previous years. The Lamens deal, if it happens, represents reasonable value for a young goalkeeper with potential. The decision to let Antony go, even if it means taking a financial loss, shows they are willing to make tough decisions. This balanced approach to spending and selling is crucial for long-term financial health. What these changes mean for United fans. Reasons to be optimistic. As a United fan, there are several reasons to feel optimistic about these developments. First, the club is clearly being more strategic about transfers. Instead of random signings that do not fit together, there seems to be a clear plan for how each player will contribute to the team. Second, the focus on young, hungry players suggests that United are building for sustained success rather than short-term gains. Third, the willingness to move on players who are not working out shows that the club is not afraid to make difficult decisions. Managing expectations. However, it is important to manage expectations. These signings, while promising, do not guarantee immediate success. Building a successful team takes time, especially when you are trying to change the culture and playing style. There will likely be ups and downs along the way. The key is to judge progress over months and seasons, not individual games or moments. The role of fan support. United fans have a crucial role to play in this process. Supporting new signings, being patient with young players, and creating a positive atmosphere at Old Trafford will all help the team succeed. Every player who joins United needs to feel the support of the fans. This is especially important for younger players who might need time to adapt to the pressures of playing for such a big club. Looking ahead, what comes next? More signings expected. Romano mentioned that the Lamens deal would be one of many moves for United, both incoming and outgoing. This suggests that the transfer activity is far from over. What other positions might United target? Central midfield seems to be an area of focus, based on the reports. United have been linked with several midfielders throughout the summer. Defense could also be an area where United look to strengthen, especially if they can move on some of the players who are not in Amorim's plans. The outgoing players. Just as important as who comes in is who goes out. United have a large squad, and some players simply do not fit into the new manager's plans. Moving on these players will free up wages and squad spaces for new signings. It will also ensure that everyone in the squad has a genuine chance of playing regular football. This process of renewal is never easy, but it is necessary for any club that wants to improve and evolve. Integration challenges. One of the biggest challenges facing United will be integrating all these new players into the team quickly and effectively. New signings need time to understand their teammates, learn the system, and adapt to their new environment. The coaching staff will need to manage this process carefully. Pre-season training and early season games will be crucial for building the chemistry and understanding that successful teams need. Fan expectations. United fans are naturally excited about new signings, but it is important to give these players time to settle in and show their best form. Some players adapt quickly to new clubs, while others need several months to really find their feet. This is completely normal and should be expected. The most important thing is to see gradual improvement and progress over time, rather than expecting immediate perfection. The bottom line, Manchester United are clearly in a period of significant change and renewal. The potential signing of Sen Lamens and the departure of Antony represent two sides of this process, bringing in promising young talent while moving on players who have not worked out. These moves, combined with the earlier signings of Cunha, Mbumo, and Sesko, suggest that United are being more strategic and thoughtful about their transfer business. Under Ruben Amorim's guidance, the club seems to be focusing on the right things: young, hungry players with the right mentality who can grow together as a team. Will these changes lead to immediate success? That remains to be seen, but they represent the kind of smart, long-term thinking that successful clubs need to embrace. For United fans, these are exciting times. After years of questionable transfer decisions and lack of clear direction, the club finally seems to have a plan. The key now is patience and support. Building a successful team takes time, but if United continue making smart decisions like these, the future looks bright. Remember, this is just the beginning. More changes are coming, and each one brings United closer to the team that fans dream of seeing at Old Trafford. Stay connected with Unite United News. Thank you for reading our in-depth coverage of these major Manchester United developments. This is why Unite United News exists, to bring you detailed, reliable, and insightful analysis of everything happening at our beloved club. We do not just report the news, we help you understand what it means for United's future. We dig deeper than the headlines to give you the full picture of every story that matters. When transfer rumors are flying around on social media, when other outlets are speculating without facts, when you need to know what is really happening at Manchester United, this is where you come. Unite United News is your trusted partner in following the club we all love. Make sure to stay tuned for more updates as these transfer stories develop. The summer window is still open, and based on what we have heard, there is much more excitement to come. Keep supporting United, keep believing in the process, and keep coming back to Unite United News for all the latest developments. Together, we will follow this journey wherever it leads. United we stand. United we follow every step of this exciting transformation. The best is yet to come.